everything started. I was about 16 years old, and I was studying at college, and I had nothing to do during the holiday. And one of the holidays, I was sitting around doing nothing, and my brother started nagging me to play guitar. I don't know why he did that. I think I have to find out why he did that. I must ask him. Because after he nagged me, I decided to try and play guitar. But the guitars my mom and dad had, they were like very hard strings, because the music in the family started from my dad's dad. And so um, everybody played music because he played music. He was a very cool old man. This guy was like, I never knew him. He died when I was born, or just before I was born. And he would play lead guitar, and his kids would do backing. But also, before the kids played the guitar, he would do the backing himself, record it, and then do lead guitar over the chords that he played. And he wrote a couple of songs, and now that I'm thinking of it, I could probably play those songs. Why not? But anyway, we'll get to that one day. So for me, things started when I was 16, and it was a holiday. And my brother nagged me to play guitar, so I started playing guitar. My dad bought me a bass guitar, and I started playing bass guitar, but he says I was playing too many notes, and so my brother bought me my first electric guitar with a distortion amp, and that was very cool. So I was playing guitar, the lead guitar, the electric guitar. It was an Ibanez, I don't know what it was, but the strings were way softer on the electric guitar. I didn't know anything about string gauges at the time. I just knew that the thing didn't hurt my fingers as much. And my dad got a book from someone about lead guitar, because they said I keep doing too many notes on the guitar. So I had to start playing lead guitar. They thought, oh, well, if this guy can make so many notes, he might as well play lead guitar. So I started playing lead guitar. Sorry. I got the book, and it was a photocopied book. It was a very good book. I should put a picture up. I'm going to put a picture up later, a post on it, where I learned about lead guitar. Because from lead guitar, I learned about everything else in music. Because what I would do is, the book was riffs, how to play riffs, and it was riffs in the second pattern of the diatonic scale. It was in the major scale. And it was just playing the first three notes of the major scale, like 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And so this was very cool to make the sounds with the guitar, because the thing that I remember about the music is that it was very cool when I heard the notes ring. That note ringing was so cool. I would strum the strings of the guitar and just listen to the guitar. It was so interesting to me to hear that an instrument is making a sound. I realized many years later, I'm 40 now, so when I was that age, I didn't know how I think, and now I realize how I think, the little me, the way I'm trying to figure out this music thing. And listening to the ring of the notes of this open strings. So I started playing this book, and it was so frustrating, because playing something that you don't know how to play, that's bad, man. It's frustrating. You press the wrong fret, you pick the wrong string, and my goodness, that's not nice at all. So I would sit and try and go through this book, but just trying to focus on the book was a pain. I had to read, and I didn't know what I was reading. I didn't understand. And the thing that I feel like the biggest benefit of this book was they had a CD. And when I get tired of reading the book, because I don't understand it, I'm reading something that's totally foreign to me, I play the CD, and so I listen to what they're doing, and then that helped a lot, because in the book they have sheet music, but you first have to learn to read sheet music, and I didn't want to do that. And so I learned about tabs, and then they had diagrams. The diagrams was straightforward. I mean, it is the guitar. It's just a picture of the guitar. And so I would listen to the CD, and that would sound cool. And then I look at the book and I try and figure out the two together. And it was so frustrating to do these things. But I eventually started playing after, I learned power chords. And then I would just play a whole lot of power chords. And then I started learning the fretboard. But I started playing music something like 8 hours a day. I think it was even longer than that because I had nothing to do and I didn't really have friends. That's a dumb thing in my life that I don't have friends. But okay, let's just try and carry on with life. Because everybody has their challenges, I guess. So for me, I would just play music all the time because before that I would build jets and fly kites and stuff like that. So the music became a thing. It was huge for me. And then I started writing songs because I started playing songs and then I saw how songs are made. And then the way I learned to play the guitar, I learned to write songs. So it was very difficult what to write about because of morals and rejection. And so I didn't know what to talk about. So I just started trying to write songs about what I think and how I feel. And I've written so many songs, but I've had so much insecurity that I threw some away. But I mean, as time goes on, I write more songs. Some are good, but I don't understand how it's possible that some songs suck. But anyway, so while I was playing guitar, I would record the same way my granddad did. I would use a tape and record chords on the tape and then play the tape back and then play lead guitar with the tape that was playing, and then it was like a double deck tape something, and then I would record the lead guitar with those chords and then play it back and then play drums on a keyboard because my mom had a keyboard, so I would play the drums on the keys, and I would carry on like that for a while. And then my mom and them got a computer and they got SoundForge or something like that, and I didn't know what the heck it was, but the people said you can use that to record, so I started using that, and that's where I learned how to do the tracks, where instead of using a tape, you use a track on the program. And then I did that for a while, and in between I moved out the house, and I got a job and stuff, and so I got my cash. I wasn't used to getting money, and so I had money, and then I bought a recording program, Sony Music Studio. It was Sony Acid, and it was very similar to SoundForge, and I used that for a few years. But then I was curious about FL Studio because I was looking at so many different recording programs. One day I walked into a music shop, and I picked up a box for Cakewalk, and I was tired because I was working night shift, and I opened that box, and the guy told me, "You opened it, now you have to buy it." And it was $1,000, where Sony Music Studio was like 200 or something like that. And so I had to buy this Cakewalk program, and I never used it because I didn't understand it. So I paid $1,000 for it. Yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. But then I stumbled upon FL Studio, messed around with it for a few months, and I never had the concept of a mixer inside the digital audio workstation, which I didn't know it was called. And then I learned about the digital audio workstation story, and not just a track like, what is that thing? Audacity. That is a lot like what Sony Music Studio was. And I learned about so many different digital audio workstations. There was one, I think Reaper or something, I'm not sure, because I was looking for free versions. That's how I found FL Studio. I want to talk about Brad Sucks, because I found with all the digital audio workstations that I went through, trying to find all of them, free ones and whatever, there was one, I don't know what the name is of the program, but a guy's demo song was on it, or the demo project was this guy's song, and it's Brad Sucks, making me nervous. So the guy's name, band name, music name is Brad Sucks, and the song was making me nervous, and that song is catchy as Yeah, I didn't even know what to say. It's very catchy. So I was like, this is so cool. I mean, the project folder was his song. So that was very cool. And I just write songs and I don't really do covers, but I'm starting to do covers nowadays because I always feel like I am someone. Why must I sing someone else's stuff? But um, time goes on and I'm getting older, and I mean, I'm 40 years old now. So I'm just going to keep singing. It doesn't matter if I sing covers or write songs, I don't really care, because what happens is I've made a billion YouTube channels, and I keep deleting the stuff because it's not niche enough, and I never stick to a niche. I generally like stuff with distortion guitar in it, like hard rock and metal. But I do punk rock too, so I don't know. I'm just gonna try and stick to this one channel for the rest of my life, because if I don't allow the channel to grow, I'm not gonna get anywhere. So yes, so I guess that's enough for today. Catch you on the next one.